So it really depends upon the presses that a foundry has. If you're talking in terms of footprint, there is a limited size in terms of a footprint of a casting, but you can have a really dense up to 100-pound casting that will fit into a normal hall press as well.
Yep. For us, the size of the press impacts that. The size of the machine impacts being able to machine it. We live really in like the 36 by 42 space range, but we get creative too.
Yeah.
So
really, it's just sending over your design to the foundry you're looking to get quoted to see what is recommended. A lot of times I will say the larger the casting gets, sometimes sand casting tends to be the better fit for if you're starting to get over 100 pounds maybe. You would want to start looking at sand casting just due to the sheer size, but permanent mold can get pretty big.
yeah, there's a lot of times that volume of the product really shifts it towards the specific casting process. Rachel mentioned that the sand casting side of things, it allows you to have a much bigger casting that you don't have to fit inside of a press. Die casting on the opposite side typically are smaller parts just due to the quantity throughput that is required there. So really trying to force metal in. It's a multi-cavity tool where they're looking for hundreds of thousands of parts typically, where it makes more sense in that direction than like a cavity feed or a gravity fed process or a sand casting process. But as far as like a dimensional tolerance of size of part, from a weight perspective, we cast parts that are under a pound up to, we're looking at some that are 115 pounds. Rachel mentioned the press, not just the size, but also the ability for the press to handle what amount of weight, because you're not just doing the 115 pound part, you're doing the gates and risers that go with it, you're doing the mold that goes with it, and for the press to really be able to handle that.